I'm Mark Weir, formerly known as Wizard. In my career, at a young age, at 20, I became a world champion and moved on to martial arts. I had my first property also at 20. So I was partly into business and also pursuing my dream of being a martial artist, a fighter. Gone K1 into mid-20s, MMA, UFC in the early 30s. Everything I put my mind to, and this is a strategy, this is a secret, not to achieve anything in martial arts and sports, but to achieve anything in life, in business. Following, growing up in a family of business people, mum and dad, grandfather, great grandfather. Okay, hope these tips help you and the secrets, and you can achieve your goal. So these analogies based just like run up a hill. When you hit the hill, it's always hard at the beginning and it gets easier towards the end. Once you get moving, you get the momentum. Hitting that hill, you know that hill is going to be hard, more at the top than it is the bottom. When you start, you're fresh. It's easy. You start to get towards the top, your legs are getting tired, your body's, all negative thoughts are happening. You're starting to think, give up, turn around, go back down. It's easier going back down and it's further going up. And just get that momentum. Next is about finding your niche. Find what you enjoy. Find what you love to do. That is a secret to happiness in life and, again, being successful. You'll find that if you do something you enjoy, you can go leaps and bounds. You don't mind when you hit hard times. You hit hard times, but you enjoy it, so you just keep going through. If you're not enjoying what you're doing and you hit something, you hit a bad or a bump, again, it can slow you down. It can stop you. It can deter you. It's bad enough as it is, yet I got this setback. You no longer continue with that journey. Find that gift, find that niche, find that determination, find that drive. Whether it's hard or easy, you'll keep going through as long as you enjoy what you're doing. There's an old saying in the Bible called know thyself. This is very important. What this means, again, everybody knows. They knows what they like and dislikes. You know if you can complete things, if you're used to giving up. If you're used to giving up, there's more likely you will give up. You've got to learn to change, learn to adapt, learn to find a way to push yourself through. Start with something small, maybe, complete it and get bigger challenges. Try out things for longer. And last, try and break that mold, try and break that bad habit you've got. Know your limitations and go beyond. One of the things when you find something you enjoy, I always believe in is drown yourself. When I say drown yourself, not literally, is that when you drown yourself, you'll fight for your life, regardless if you want to or not. If you feel yourself, you panic. And this is what it's like. What will you do? This is for your life. How much are you willing to fight? That fight you need is similar to that. It's like drowning. You'll do everything to get that air. So literally, when you find something you like, you drown yourself. You make sure you fight for your life. You fight to succeed. And it's exactly the same. Remember, bad habits, everybody's got them. 80% of people, they don't succeed in things. They don't pursue things. They don't push forward. They just seem to go through life, just whatever hits them, and they just take it as it comes. Again, start planning, start driving, start pushing, start creating your future. You gotta wanna get through. You wanna live. You wanna live the way you wanna live life. What is it what 80% of people are doing? You get home, yes, you have something to eat, you sit down, put your feet up, you watch a series, Coronation Street, EastEnders, X Factor, I don't know. You pull out your phone, or again, you go onto Facebook, Twitter, you name it. You spend all the time watching what the whole world's doing. It's like creating your future, making a real good life, a good world for yourself. Leaving the 80% behind you, becoming the elite, becoming the 20, the 15, the 10%, the ones who have really got life by the reins and controlling it, directing it. Stop procrastinating. Stop putting off for tomorrow what you can do today. The more you get used to doing this, you'll do things immediate. Find the most important thing, as it's called eating a frog. Get the worst thing, get rid of it. That weight is lifted. Rather than put it off. There's a thing what people tend to do. When something bad happens, they put it off. They try to turn it back, try and forget about it. Why? Face it, get rid of it. Then it's no longer there. then everything ahead of you is all pleasurable, enjoyable. More likely going to be pleasurable and fun. When you take that journey, you can estimate, but you can't predict. No matter how much you plan it's going to be this hard or this easy, it's probably not. It's going to be way worse. Remember, it's just something new. You're learning. Just like when you first rode a bike. If you had to get from A to B, you know it's going to take you a mile away. It's going to take you ages, especially if you've got training wheels on. You're still learning. If you're driving a car, you first got into a car, getting down the road was a problem. The coordination, the skill set. You have to be guided and find tips and ways of doing it. That's why you got an instructor. Things can be shortened. When you're on a journey to find success, find mentors. What you tend to do, especially in martial arts, like you find the seminars you can go on with champions and they tell you how they got good at certain fighting techniques. Same thing happens with business. You find that there's business seminars. I always attend one once a year. The last one I bought was with my wife, and again, her mindset was totally different. Driving back, it was like I was with a new woman. The way she's talking, her determination, her drive, we're talking on the same page. It was unbelievable. Again, if you don't proceed on this, though, it wears off. The motivation wears off, and you will sink back day to day, ups and downs of what you're doing today, what you're doing tomorrow, what family get-togethers you're having, not things to build and grow and develop your life for success. This one, look for advice. Advice could be someone who knows experience in this area. Advice doesn't have to be a friend. 9 times out of 10 is like they don't have any more experience than you have. Look for someone. You can look online. You can go to seminars, events, find a business or business like similar to yourself, or what you're heading towards, or career you're heading towards. For me, it was martial arts. So I'd look for people who I found was the best. Look for write-ups. Even if I see them in a competition, I'd go and talk to them, ask them tips. There's nothing like them talking about themselves. They love that. Okay, again, it's their hard work. They love to tell people how hard they've worked. I do it myself. Okay, but again, it's like the secret's there. The way to get good, the way to get forward, get better is just ask someone who's done it before. Just be careful though. Remember the 80%. When you going for advice, don't ask of someone who hasn't had that experience. They always seem to know someone. They always seem to have good advice, even though they've not got the experience you've got. You haven't got the determination, the focus you've got. I had this myself when I was doing my career in martial arts, and I remember opening a gym, and someone was telling me how I should do this, how I should do that. They've got no experience. If it was that easy, they would probably do it themselves. And they're always saying, Mark, you should be doing this, you should do that, and make your business better. But again, I always took advice, analysed it, worked out, is that really any truth in that? And 9 times out of 10, I found it wasn't. Sometimes the weird advice I can get of someone who's not experienced could be, yeah, they're pushing in the right direction. But again, don't take everybody's advice. There's some people, when you give advice, they expect you to take it up. They believe they know better. They know somebody who did better, who did exactly, who had the same sort of business you had and did better than what you did. Now, this one, don't wait for help. There's a lot of people who give you promises, say, oh, guess what, I'll do this for you. Yeah, I know a little bit about what you want there. I can help you. I can do this for you. I can do that for you. Don't wait for it. Again, make your journey, keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. If they help you, they will come out. But if sometimes you sit back and wait for someone to give a helping hand. The similar things happened when I was opening a gym. One of my gyms I was opening, I was moving from one place to another. This guy was going to go in with a bit of partnership, and he was saying, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we can do it together. He was going to do the strength and conditioning part and the weights bit, and I was going to do the martial arts. And I thought, great idea. I'm taking my gym to the next level. Again, he just waited and waited. I thought to myself, I'll give him one more week. And then after that, I just sat back, got everything ready. I just kept moving on. Again, that guy didn't turn around and even didn't say anything to me for the next 6 months. By that time, my gym, my business, my academy was on full force. It was sailing through. 6 months on, I was making profit. Again, I was got my return back of everything I put into the business, and it was happy days. If I was waiting for that person who seemed to have known it all, who was telling me, give me good advice how we could push the business further, I'll be waiting to this day now. So the best thing is not to wait for help. If people give you advice, people say they're going to give you a helping hand, or they know someone who can give you a hand in certain areas, don't take their word for gospel. Don't take it for truth. Find your time. Find a way yourself. Find a way you can do it without their help. Again, just use them for backup. If they come up and they help you and they can advance you, that's great. But that could be your demise, waiting for something to happen what does never come around. So next thing is to take flight, get moving, take off, head towards that goal, that plan, what you're aiming for. Just like flying a plane, my son flew planes when he was younger. I realised when I sat in there in the back as a passenger, it's never a straight journey. I found out that I had to constantly recalculate, re-estimate where they're going. And in the same way when you're first jumping on a bike, okay, your handlebars are shaking, you never go in a straight line. You're driving a car, okay, you never really, you go really slow because you can't steer properly. It's the same thing in life. Everything at first is very steady, and again, you have to recalculate all the time. You can't estimate how long it's going to take, how hard it's going to be. It's all about recalculating. So keep resetting, keep readjusting, keep resetting those goals. Remember, you can make the journey shorter by taking courses or seminars. Okay, you got to plan, you got to map. You have to study everything and everyone, especially people that's in that sort of business. They always leave footprints, a plan, a map of how to do it yourself. Okay, again, if you've got any contact with them, ask them questions, but you got to know what to ask. Things to make your journey quicker and easier. But don't rush. Okay, you don't just run across the road. When you're going and walking across the road, you're checking, you're assessing, you're timing it. Same thing with business. Make sure you got all the plans right, the best to your ability before you take that first step. And then when you commit, you go full out and you don't want to turn back. You've got to go straight forward as hard as you can. It's a rat race. You're entering a race. So you need to be pushing forward faster and stronger. And you've got to have all the right tools with you. Don't forget to measure your progress. How much have you developed, advanced, and progressed? This is a measurement. Same thing when you're young, about 18, and most people start doing weight training and that to gain weight. Whether you're gaining or you're losing weight, you're always monitoring yourself. You're monitoring progress. You're jumping on scales. You're measuring your waist. A lot of guys might be measuring your arms, your neck size, depends what you're working on. But you're monitoring and your progression. Every time you see a progress, you get more motivation again. You're trying to feel it. Sometimes you might get a setback. Like some people start losing weight, and it turns into muscle, and they go up in weight rather than down. Don't lose faith. You've got to keep moving forward. It's just the same thing. You have to keep recalculating, measuring, and mapping out the path. My growth is one way. Am I getting better? Am I getting stronger? Am I getting smarter, wiser? The decision making is better. But again, when it tends what you're looking for, how it refers to you, you always got to see yourself developing. For instance, when I'm talking about business, I remember my mother was telling me about business when you develop, okay, it's how fast you're growing. How much are you needed as a business? In martial arts, again, how fast am I developing? Am I getting stronger? Am I getting faster? Am I getting quicker? Am I getting more flexible? So it's the same thing, but it's, again, the same lines. As also physical, there's also mental. Okay, you got to make sure that you're growing mentally. The know-how. You might find that you'll have to sell yourself to a customer for them to take on your business. And as your business is growing and demand, the size of it, that's your strength. And you're going to see that keeps your momentum. Obviously, the bigger it is, okay, the slower the momentum is going to be. But eventually, when you get momentum going, then again, it's even better. So here's an analogy: the bike and a car. Okay, you're on a bike. You can take off fast. Again, imagine you're covering a distance of a mile, and you get in a car, you start it up, it's slow. It progresses really slow. But over a period of time, the momentum of the bike is going to peak even earlier. But the momentum of a car is going to get faster and faster and faster, and eventually you can surpass the bike. And this is what it's like business. It depends what sort of size business, how complicated the business you've got. But 9 times out of 10, the small, easy things to make money is very quick. It's very easy. Now, the complex, bigger projects, more thought, more ideas, more work behind it, more people behind it, it's going to take longer. But when you get momentum, when you get success, it's going to surpass all the smaller, easier, simpler business. Now, this is the difference between a car and a bike. What are you? Are you a bike or are you a car? If you're a bike, you're equivalently just making money at the market, okay, a car boot sale. If you're a car, again, you could be opening a big business. For myself, it's like a gym, could be into properties, again, could be opening a supermarket, a hotel, you name it. Depends what your skill set is. Find your niche, find what you really love, and head towards it. Don't let anybody slow you down, stop you, and tell you that your idea is totally pathetic. It's down to you. Some people's ideas only what they know, what they see, and what they can do themselves. Be an individual. Be the 20%. Don't be the 80. The 80 is going to always try and pull you back down. So this is Mark Weir. Wind up. Hope you like the content. I love giving out my ideas, my thoughts, and experience. What I grew up with when I was a child. My mum was very deep, very philosophical. I've always found I could achieve stuff just by the tools she gave me. Keep working hard. If I send you for sweat, remember, work hard, sweat more, stay young.